presentation. So welcome at Lazarski University presentation. This is a presentation organized for all the agents that need to obtain an ultimate knowledge about Poland and about our university before selling us. Today we are going to discuss, I would say, almost everything you can even imagine, because we will talk a little bit about Poland, how to sell our country, what are the key selling points, right, for Poland, why students should choose Lazarski University among others, what are the programs we offer, what are the admission criteria, for the candidates that we are looking for, services that we offer for students like accommodation and others. And at the end, of course, I'm free to answer to you to any other question that may arise in your head. So first we'll discuss about Poland, why students should choose our country among many others, right? So there's few reasons why Indian students are feeling attracted to Poland. And as you said, they are bombarding you with questions about Poland. That's why you're looking for partners here. So this is what we are going to talk about now. So first of all, good thing to say about Poland is that Poland is a member of European Union, right? So we are Central European country with being a member of European Union, which is giving few ultimate things for the students. First of all, definitely, I would say the quality of education. Because once the country is entering the European Union, all systems in the country, everything that works there need to be unified with the other countries. So I can say that Poland is offering actually European Union quality of education. This is very important because parents, they need to know that they are not throwing away their money for nothing. They are offering to their children education of a good quality. Of course, I'm not saying that Indian education quality is weak, is bad. No, absolutely not. Indian education system has a different problem, simply that they do not have enough teachers. This is an Indian education problem. Because youth is so big, teachers are less. Here we have quite opposite the problem. I mean, we do not have enough youth. That's why we are awaiting international students to come and join us. So diploma, degrees, certificates that your students will obtain within any European Union country, within Poland, will be recognized worldwide. So it doesn't matter where your student later on will decide to live, settle down, get married, open their own businesses, or anything. Their degree is going to be recognized because it is a European Union recognized degree. Another very cool thing to mention about Poland, and actually is making Poland very unique, because we are one of the very few countries in the world having such provisions for the students. Once you're applying for your student visa type D to Poland, at the same time you are getting full access to a labor market without any limitations. Of course, we talked earlier that you studied in UK. UK have very specific provisions for students, how many hours they can work and how long they can stay. Now it was prolonged up to 3 years, right? In Poland, things look completely different. There's a lot of freedom for students. During the study, they can work, and upon the graduation as well, they will have a possibility to stay in our country and work. I will tell you how and for how long in a few moments. So definitely this is a thing that is making Poland very interesting for many students, especially those that they are not coming from very rich families and they need to support their budgets a little bit. But I want to make a but in this place. We are not looking for students who are only interested in migration and work. This is the thing that you need to have very clear in your head. Yes, Poland is very liberal towards students. Poland is giving lots of freedom and possibilities to students, but they always have to remember that the primary reason why they came to Poland is to study. So they attend classes first, and then after classes they work. During the time of their work, during summer holidays they work, but during the classes time they are at the class. If they will not come to the classes, okay, we will simply remove them from the list of students, and they wasted all their money, so it doesn't make sense. As well as we will inform the border police about the activity, which is definitely not classroom and not studies, and they will be most probably deported. To avoid all this, they simply have to behave very ethical. So they came for study, they study, then they do something else afterwards. Okay, Poland is affordable country. Yes, it is. So Poland is a good destination for people who are lakpati, okay? They don't have to be kronpati to come to Poland, but they have to be definitely lakpati. Comparing to Germany, of course, we are cheap. Comparing to Great Britain, we are super cheap, okay? Comparing to US or Canada, we are almost like free of charge, okay? But you have to as well remember that although the budget they need to have for studies here, it's much less, still is not free of charge, okay? So it's not for people who have literally zero on the account, okay? What is the budget we are talking about once we are thinking about education in Poland? So I would roughly tell you that the overall budget they need to have for tuition, accommodation, food, and all the other expenses is around 8 to 10 lakh per year. Okay? So it's not free of charge, but it is not expensive comparing to other European Union countries. Okay? Now, let's talk about our country. And some gossips or some bad politics about our country. So, okay, sometimes, I mean, not sometimes, most of Indians, they have no idea where's Poland, okay? Ask in the street of Delhi or ask in the street of Mumbai, even ask in Chandigarh, fine, where is Poland? People will have no idea. Out of a very simple reason, we are very far away, right? We are not such a tremendously big country like India, okay? And as well, you don't have history, geography of Europe so much in your school. But I would like to tell against the odds that Poland is not a small country, okay? Even looking into this colorful map that you have in this presentation, you can see that Poland is one of bigger countries comparing to other European small countries, okay? We are 6th biggest country within the EU. We have 38 million citizens. So for us, we are not small. In Europe, we are healthy, big country, but comparing, of course, to the size of India, okay, we are smaller than Punjab and we are smaller than Gujarat, okay? But of course, once your students are even thinking about studying in Europe, they cannot think about things with Indian size, because sizes of everything will be just completely different, okay? Our country will be smaller, the population will be much smaller, but I would like to say in this place, remember that it has many good points there, okay, with a smaller size that you can make to your students. And I can make few here for you. For example, there's less citizens, so it means there is less competition. So if you want to apply for the university, there will be less people for the same place occupants at the university. So there is a bigger chance you will get your spot, okay? You are looking for a job. There's less citizens, there is less crowd, so there is less people applying for the same job opportunity like you, right? Funny things, fun facts. You go to the public transportation in the peak hour, okay? Try to get into the tube in the peak hour in Delhi, okay? You have to wait, most probably one tube will be gone, second, third, then maybe you will get into some tube, okay? Or have a look at the traffic in India. And it doesn't matter, it's smaller city, bigger city. It doesn't have to be Delhi. It can be Chandigarh, where you have terrible traffic as well, right? Here in Europe, it doesn't exist mainly in this size as you have it in India. Because of this, for example, there is less pollution. As well, I have to say, with all my love toward India, there are some things that are killing me about India, which is, for example, number of trash and dirt on the street. Because every citizen thinks, oh, this is just one paper I'm going to throw. And because this is 2 billion citizens, okay, plus, you have 2 billion papers plus on the street lying, right? Here in Europe, you will not find it. As well, life is much, I would say, calmer. Life is much ordered, okay? There is no such a crowd, people running here, there, the nights and days everywhere. No, life here will be calmer. So personally, I believe Poland is a very good choice, and mainly Europe is a very good choice. Of course, to taste something different. I'm not saying something better than India, because India is stunning, but something very much different, right? And the opportunity that you as an agent you are giving to students is for them to choose what is best for them, what is most suitable for them, okay? Our country capital is Warsaw, okay? It's in the very heart of our country. And I would like to stop here and say a few words about our capital city. Our university is based in the capital city, and our capital city is the biggest city in the country, is 3 million, around 3 million people living here. So again, comparing to size of Chandigarh is small. Comparing to Delhi, you can't even compare it how small it is. It's one district in Delhi, most probably, right? Okay, but for us, it's a very big developed city. Once you come here, once you will have an experience, you will be able to see that this is big, well-developed city. I have to tell you, we have amazing public transportation. If you never visited Poland and you had before experience, for example, with Great Britain, I have to say this honestly, sorry, I hated Great Britain public transportation system. It's unclear, it's old, it's overloaded with people. I mean, they tube even is ancient. So it's not very convenient, okay? Our public transportation is way, way much better, which I really hope that one day you will be able to have a try. Warsaw is the best destination for students in Poland. I will tell you why. Out of very few reasons. First of all, Warsaw being a capital city is the biggest city, so bigger city, more opportunities, okay? Because it's our capital as well, is business capital of our country. So it means all the international companies, all the international corporations, they will be based in Warsaw. So the work opportunities and business opportunities for your students, simply, they are much bigger in Warsaw than comparing to any other city in Poland. Definitely Warsaw being as well the biggest hub for foreigners, okay? Is simply the most convenient city to live for Indians, right? Because in Warsaw, definitely, not 100% people will speak English, but I would say bigger part of Warsaw definitely will speak very good English. So it will be easy for you to make friends, easy for you to find shop with the products. It will be easy for you to do the shopping because in the shopping malls, everything is in 2 languages. In our public transportation in Warsaw, it has everything in English and in Polish, right? So there's more amenities that will make a foreigner life in Warsaw simply very pleasurable. Now I have to say something that maybe you are not aware if you never visited Poland. Indian community in Poland now is one of the biggest. Okay, is actually 3rd biggest nationality coming to our country. And this is one of 3 biggest foreigner groups living in Warsaw. So once your students will come to Warsaw, they will not have a trouble to find other Indians. Okay, Indians are everywhere here. They are running their own businesses, restaurants, shops, import, export, okay? They study, they do any other things in our country. You will have no trouble to find Gurudwara or Hindu temple or Jain temple. You will have no trouble to find places to celebrate Holi, Navratri, Diwali, and so on and so on and so on, right? So simply, cultural and social life for students here in our city will be simply best, right? I have to tell you as well that Polish food, because of the growing Indian food, because of growing Indian population, is now actually the number of Indian restaurants is, I guess, number 2 after Italians in Poland now. Okay, literally in Warsaw, on every corner now you have a new Indian restaurant. Okay, northern food, southern food, mixed food. I mean, any Indian food, you want dosa, you want samosa, you want whatever you want, doesn't matter. It is going to be here in Warsaw, definitely. As well, I have to tell you, there are 3 big chains of Indian supermarkets. So in Warsaw, there is no trouble to find a big Indian supermarket and buy, I don't know, David rice, ghee, paneer, bangles if you want to buy bangles, okay, sari if you want to buy sari. I mean, anything is going to be here, okay? So your students, they don't have to be panicked that they will find no food, they will be not able to cook. Oh my God, they will have to eat only our disgusting food. No, don't worry. This is not going to happen. Right. Of course, the other biggest cities in Poland, for example, Krakow, for example, Wrocław and Poznań, together with Warsaw, they are 4 biggest cities. So in this 4, I would say still there's a good life for foreigners. But why I'm saying about this? I'm not saying about this without a reason. In Poland, we have currently around 500 universities. Some of them, they are based, sorry for the word, in the shitholes. In the cities where you have 50 or 100,000 people living. Mainly, these are either elderly people or university campus students. I'm not going to give you the names of these cities because you can easily Google it and check it. But guys, believe me, in this kind of cities, there is no future for your students. Yes, studies are cheaper, 500 euro cheaper, 300 euro cheaper. Maybe accommodation will be cheaper, right? But there is literally no opportunities for your students. There is almost no one who speaks English there. How you can expect grandma to speak English? No way. How you expect to find a job in English in a city where no one does speak that language, right? And so on. So you as an agent, be wise. Don't stuck your students into trouble and choose the best destination for them. And as I said, capital is one of the best destinations. Remember, guys, because of course, if you never visited Poland, you don't understand what does it mean Lublin, what does it mean Opole, what does it mean Radom for you? It means nothing, right? It means nothing for you. But if you think logically, as you know, men are using logic. So even if you compare Chandigarh to Delhi, is Delhi bigger? Is Delhi giving more opportunities? And if you want to work in the film industry, Chandigarh or Mumbai will give you more opportunities. Of course, Mumbai, right? So it's the same logic. Depends on what you want to do in your life. Always the bigger city gives you better opportunities, but of course it will cost you more because Chandigarh is cheaper than Delhi and Mumbai, definitely. It's not cheap, but it's a little bit cheaper, right? Okay, let's go further. Safety. It's very important to talk about this. Definitely parents will ask you, oh my God, my son or my daughter is going to be safe there or no, what is going to happen? Of course, parents are worried about the safety of their children. They love their children, so they want them to be safe. So I have to tell you that Poland is one of the safest countries within the EU. By the way, we have much lower crime ratio than in UK, because you've been in UK, so it's easy for you to refer. Our country is much calmer. Okay, much calmer, much less crime ratio. As well, when it comes to racism, sometimes some people are saying that, especially in the past, that we were a racism country. So statistics are not showing it, because by the statistics, we are less racist than Germany. And we are less racist by statistics than Great Britain. But you know, statistics are only numbers. Definitely, I can tell you, there is more nationality mix in Germany. There is more nationality mix in Great Britain. But hey, again, logic. This country, they started accepting foreigners many years before us, right? And Poland is a country that mainly 20 years ago, first foreigners starting coming here, right? So we have less tradition and we had less time to get used to foreigners, let's say so. But I would say we are not a racist people. Normally, Polish people are very friendly, they are very open, they are very welcoming, they are very family-oriented, which is making us a little bit similar to Indians, I would say. Definitely, we are much warmer people than Brits, sorry Brits, and we are much warmer nation than Germans, definitely, you cannot compare it. But of course, I have to make a disclosure here. Of course, you can be unlucky in London, you can be unlucky in Berlin, and you can be unlucky in Warsaw, and meet a person that, I don't know, is drunk, or this person is uneducated, or foreigner did something wrong to this person in the past, and this person is scared, because racism is actually fear. Okay, it's nothing else but fear toward other people, you know, against other people. So racism is illegal in Poland, by the way. If anything like this would happen to you, rarely, but if it happened to you, you simply call the police. Police should come and they shall bring an order. By the way, I want to tell you the police in our country work completely different than in India. They do not have sticks with them. So they do not tend to beat people with sticks. They do not do this here. This is illegal, by the way. Police officer will be taken the right to work after this, okay, if you've beaten anyone. Police officers here are to help and support. And we teach the students they should not be scared to call the police if they feel in danger. Because police is there to support, not to punish you, okay, if anything is happening. I will tell you honestly that we have very rarely cases where our students have any trouble related to racism, let's be honest. We have 1 to 2 cases every year only, considering that we have few thousand students here. So this is really few cases. As for on the beginning, I have to say, once they come, we give them a training. If something bad happened to you, how to behave yourself, how to fight back, how to call the police, or how to come and ask us for help or anything else, right? How to protect yourself. Because of course, as a European Union country, we believe that every person has exactly the same rights, living in our country calmly and legally, I would say, right? Okay, good standard of living in Poland. So what I mean by that, I visited dormitories of Delhi University once. OMG, terrible. And they told me that the corpus they were showing, they were one of the best corpuses they had for ladies, okay? So it was terrible. Of course, there are private schools in India having amazing dormitories for students, yeah, and luxury, but they are very few. Mainly the standard of living will be much lower than here. So what I mean by Poland giving a good standard of living is that Poland is going to be a place where they will definitely find a very comfortable, clean, secure accommodation, okay? As well, where they are going to feel good. I will tell you, for example, because you never visit Poland, we do not have season here, okay? In Delhi, it's normal that everyone is coughing. On the beginning, I was thinking, what the hell? What is happening? Why people are coughing? Yes, when I saw the air in Delhi, for example, right? Or in any bigger city in India, where you can't see the other side of the road and the trees because it's so dark, right? Then you understand. Here, it will never happen. Here you can see the blue sky, okay? So this and many other things are making Poland a very comfortable country and a very comfortable place for people to live. Now, there is a job for you as an agent. Remember that once the student is going for the student visa, he will be asked several questions and he literally has 3 minutes to answer to the consulate question. Why he's choosing Poland? Why he's choosing Warsaw? Why he's choosing this university? Who helped him to make an application? What he wants to do in the future after his education? Does he want to work? And so on and so on. You as an agent, you are responsible to prepare the students to answer the questions correctly, okay? And don't do mistake, because once consul told me that he almost peed out of laugh, okay? He said that student came to him from one agent and he had a piece of paper and he literally was reading. I chosen Poland because this and that. I chosen Warsaw because this and that. Lazarski University was established in 1992 and I chosen this university because of points. 1, 2, 3. Okay, agent prepared him an essay. Okay, and he had like 50 things here on his piece of paper, and every time consul was asking questions, sir, wait, I'm looking for, yes, I found the answer, sir. Okay, so don't do this that way too. It's good you will prepare some materials for students, okay? But once they go to the meeting, you have to already practice it with them, train it with them, the way they will sound natural, okay? Not a reading essay from agents. All right, you have to study first about our country. How? How your students can get ready, what is awaiting for them in Poland. Nothing easier. Of course, none of you or your students will read a book, but You can go into YouTube, you can go into Facebook, you can go into Instagram, and there's thousands and thousands videos made by Polish ministry, by Polish universities, by Indian students living already in Poland. Choose simply the best videos that you will find, and they were the most informative for you, and literally send the links to students. Because sometimes the pictures they saw, whatever they heard on the video, and young people now especially, they are 24/7 on the phone, okay? So this might help them to at least leave the impression in their head, what they chose and why they chose and how it looked like, and not to be disappointed. My last remark, there is loads of bloggers, Indian bloggers living in Poland, that are making videos in English, Hindi, or Punjabi, or other languages, okay? Saying that Poland is bad, okay? A few times I had discussion with this gentleman and I asked them, okay, if Poland is so bad, what the heck you are doing still in our country? Why you are not in UK? Why you are not in Canada? Oh, it came out it's not so bad because they have a girlfriend, apartment, car, and everything is amazing here. So, of course, I will never tell you that our country is only perfect, because it's not only perfect. There's many bad things. So believe me, it's not bad that students will watch these videos too. Because yes, there are some weaknesses we have and some strong points we have. They should know the weaknesses as well. Because of course, they cannot expect that everything will be perfect. They have to be ready that some things might be hard. For example, weather will be different. It will be difficult for them on the beginning to get used to this, right? There will be no mama cooking food and bringing to bed to son, oh, please eat my son, please. No, okay? There will be no such services anymore. There will be no cleaning lady here to clean your room, okay? There will be no cooking lady to bring you to cook your food then if mama is not there, okay? There's no someone doing laundry and ironing for you. You will have to do it yourself, okay? So there are some things that definitely will be a struggle for students. My very last remark. Indian students, and the biggest struggles they have here, and these are especially boys, because of course 90% of students coming to Poland are boys. I would say maybe 10, 15 are ladies, okay? Are actually because they are spoiled, okay? And gentlemen, if you traveled abroad, used to travel to United Kingdom, you know very well that you are not taking mama with you for travel, okay? And I noticed that most of Indian boys, they are having a trouble because they have no idea how to cook. Mama was cooking everything. Mama was doing chapati, mama was cooking rice, mama was doing sabji and bringing it. Okay, there was someone doing laundry and ironing for them. Son was leaving to school and room was clean. Ta-da, magic. Okay, he doesn't know that these things, you have to do it with your own hands. Believe me, these are silly things, but these small things are making life hard. Loads of especially male students are very disappointed with life because they notice that actually shopping, cooking and cleaning is a big struggle. Okay, and it's taking lots of hours of your time. So before you will send as a student, make sure that your student is prepared for a single life. Because before you will find even a girlfriend that is going to do this for you, okay, if she will be willing to do this for you, or you will be able to pay to a cleaning lady. And here you will not pay 1,000 rupees whole month cleaning services. No, here you will pay $50 per each hour of cleaning. Okay? Or apartment cleaning, depends on how the ladies are charging. So guys, prepare your students for adult life. At least they can cook rice. At least they can do dal. Okay? At least they know how to wash their t-shirts. I will give you an example. We had a trouble. One professor came to me 2 years ago and he said, help me, I don't know what to do. We have an Indian student, no one wants to sit next to him. Okay, we cannot sit in the room because we cannot breathe because of the way he smelled. And I thought, this is spices or what? He said, no, this is not spices, believe me. Okay, and the professor said that he was ashamed to come to the student and talk to him, right? Because he didn't want to make him uncomfortable. So I said, okay, call the student to my office. He came to my office, and then I realized, you know what came out? Boy was already 6 months in Poland, and he didn't even do laundry once because he didn't knew how. He had no idea how to do this. And we had to organize for him a training about what is a washing powder, what is a washing liquid, and how you turn on the washing machine, because he had a washing machine in his dormitory, but he didn't know how to do this. Okay, guys, so this is very serious. Make sure that your students are prepared for life. Lazarski University. Why to choose Lazarski University as your study destination? As I said, we have around 500 universities in Poland, so it's difficult to make a choice because the choice is big, right? There are governmental universities, non-governmental universities. Lazarski University is non-governmental university, okay? So we are private university. So for agent is good because it means we pay your commission. For students is good because it means you are our customer as well. So we would deliver to you the best possible service, okay? It means as well that we will be much smaller than the governmental institution, so we can give a better focus on our students than governmental institution. But as well, it has some weak points, okay? For example, you have to pay for your studies, okay? And scholarship options, of course, are much less. We have it, check it on our website, but there is less of scholarship options because, of course, every scholarship doesn't go from government pocket, but it's gone from our own pocket, right? So we are not going to give it like this to everyone because we have to survive somehow, right? Now, few important things about Lazarski. Most of them, you could read them online, but we are not a baby university. We are a university with more than 30 years of tradition, and in Poland, this is the maximum for the private institution. Why? Because of the history of our country, 32 years ago, we only became democratic country. Before that, we were communistic country, right? So no private businesses or identities or universities could exist because everything was only under the wing of the national, right? So as soon as we became democratic country, our university and two other universities, Koźmińskie, SWPS and Lazarski, these are three oldest private institutions. So we have literally 30 years of experience. So this is lifespan of some people, right? For example, my lifespan. So this is university with great tradition, more than 32,000 graduates, and really good history behind us. This university was not established to make money. This university was established by the professor. His surname was Lazarski. That's the name of the university, Lazarski University. He established this university because he believed that education can change the future for young people. He was himself war hero and a lawyer, very famous lawyer in our country, professor of law, and he established law and business university because this is what he believed is a future, okay? So our university has this specialization until now, I would say, which are our main course, so business and law. Now, our university is not a weak quality university, which you can see in a few things. For example, our main partner is Coventry University. Definitely, you know, this university is one of the finest universities within Great Britain. They are as well at the QS ranking, which is worldwide university rankings, within the top 500 best world universities, okay? Of course, Polish universities, you will not find them in world rankings because we are a baby country, comparing to US, comparing to UK, comparing to Australia or Canadian education, right? So we are baby, so we are still somewhere around thousands, some of our university, 1,000, 1,200, 1,300 something sits in the world. But we have a fine partner. We are doing together with them in a collaboration dual awarded programs, which I'm going to tell you a little bit more in a few slides about. So simply, it is recognition of our quality. Every year we are going through Coventry checkup. We are going through examination as a university. We already have 5 years of an agreement and cooperation behind us. And last year we got new license for 5 more years of collaboration. So this collaboration is secure, just to tell you. Now, we are as well in our national ranking in the top of the best universities, okay? So it means a few things for you. First of all, it means that we are a good university and we have a demand toward our partners. So that's why before I agreed to meet you for the first time, I asked you thousands of questions. I asked actually questions to Mr. Sanjeev, okay? And then I asked you for thousands of things, okay? But it is important for us that as one of the best universities, we work with the best agents. And I told you honestly, and I'm honest with you as well now, if we do not like something in collaboration with agent because we feel that agent is scam or we are getting reviews from the students when they come, that this agent was not helpful, was scam, this, that, he took away my money, robbed me, blah, 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 we do not collaborate anymore. We want to make sure that as our partner, you understand our ethics and the way we work, okay? But there is as well another side of the ranking and the quality. As a good university, we are interested to have a good students. You understand that our top ranking is not because of the building or not because of our director is pretty. No, it's because we have to keep the quality. So the exams the students are passing, the national licenses they are passing, the degrees they are getting, number of the grades and percentage they are getting at their degrees, and so on and so on. So their success is our success. That's why we are not interested to accept weak students, lazy students, okay, who just want to do the shopping in Warsaw or find a girlfriend and get married. These are not students for Lazarski University, okay? We are not interested with this because I can promise to you that as one of the top universities, from my side, I can promise great education, but from the student side, it demands attendance and it demands from them a hard work. None of a good education is coming free of charge, okay? And this is something they have to understand. So if you have someone weak, not motivated, thank you, I'm not interested. Now, of course, we have some other accreditations. You can check it on our website, for example, CMAN, but this is European Business Institutions Accreditation. So I'm not so sure how much familiar you are with it. It is British organization that they are giving accreditation for business-oriented universities. Okay, let's go further. Few more fun facts about Lazarski. We have 5,000 students with us. So we are not small university, but we are not a big university, okay? We are seen here in Poland as a middle-sized university. Of course, in India, any average school has 5,000 students. Here, no. Here, population is less, so the numbers are less. But the most important things I wanted to tell you about the sizes. 5,000 students, but half of them, they are foreigners, half of them, they are Polish. Okay, so you will have very good nationality mix in our university. If you will ever visit us, once the Schengen zone will open, you will be able to get a business Schengen visa to come and visit us. Please feel free. You will be able to see that really there is a great nationality mix here. You can literally meet almost any nation you will be able to name in your head, right? Last year, we accepted 55 different nationalities, and every year we grow by 3-5 more. And this is my job actually, to enrich the number of nationalities, because it is an added value for students to exchange the ideas, beliefs, ways of viewing to different matters, way they live, okay, with other cultures. It is simply enriching for us as a human, okay? So when it comes to statistics of English-speaking programs, and these are the ones that you are the most interested in, we have 80% foreigners there and 20% local nationals studying fully in English. On our Polish-speaking programs, that I'm not going to even talk about them today with you, because none of your students will reach the level of B2 in Polish by the end of 3 or 4 years, okay? We have 15-20% foreigners and the rest are Polish nationals, but these foreigners studying there are, you know, our neighbors. So languages are kind of similar, okay, kind of similar. Like Punjabi and Hindi, right? This is the similarity. So it's not exactly the same, but it's similar. Despite the writing that in Punjabi is completely different and is even more difficult, okay? Right. We have a great location. This you have to believe me now, okay? Before you come, you have to believe me. You can check it on the map on Google, of course, but it will not tell you anything. Mainly in the big shortcut. We are 10 minutes ride by the tube, so by metro from the city center, but we are located in the greenest residential and safest residential area in Warsaw, okay? In our district, there is a Polish parliament based, okay? So Polish government sits in our district, and the most beautiful King Park is in our district, okay? As well as 5 minutes walk from our campus, there is a Warsaw Business City District where all corporations are sitting. It's like Noida in Delhi or something like this, but smaller, a little bit smaller. So it's exactly the same. It's 5 minutes walk from us. So students have no difficulty, you know, to find a part-time job, internship in any of the corporations and travel back and forth between the classes and the activities. Most important is simply safe place, okay? Now, few things that are making us different than other universities, and this I can promise to you that you will not find it in other universities. As I told you, our main focus here is not to make money. My focus every year is not to bring the volume of students, is to make sure that agents are bringing quality of students. Of course, we are making money, we are not charity, but money making, I would say, is not a priority in this university. We want to have successful students that will make us later on proud. Our student won this prize or other, okay? But we as well understand how difficult it is to be a foreigner and come to our country. Very often, especially Indians, before they traveled with parents only, or they never traveled before. This is their first trip, okay? And they are coming to completely new culture, completely new country, completely new place. So we have several departments in our university that are responsible only to make our students feel safe, comfortable, and to handle their issues. Because of course, a local person will almost have no trouble, okay, with the things, while someone who is completely new, okay, will have thousands of questions about even simple things. So we have a student help desk, which is created out of our students ambassadors, out of our graduates, out of our professors, and out of different kinds of specialists that are working in this department. What do they do? I'm sorry, break. I need to make breaks because otherwise I'm going to lose my voice by the end of this presentation. So, student help desk is starting from small things to big things, okay? For example, your student wants to open a bank account and doesn't know in which bank is the best. They will help you. Your student wants to sign an agreement with an internet provider and they are not sure what is written in the agreement, although it's in English, okay? But you know how the agreements are written, you know, tricky ways. So if they have a trouble or they have questions about it, they can come and ask. Your student have a trouble with some kind of professor, okay? Maybe had some bad communication with professor, maybe did something wrong at the class, and now they have a problem with examination, okay? They can come and ask for help. Or sometimes they are big issues, you would be surprised, but someone is so homesick, so devastated that is away from home, that this person developed a depression, okay? And this person we cannot already help. We cannot help as university employees, but we are taking this person to a professional psychologist to help the person, okay? These services are of course available in English as well. and so on and so on. So there are different kind of matters they sort out for students. Another thing are legal permits and statuses of students. So once your student visa is finishing, because most probably your student will get 1 year visa, okay? Within the end of 1 year, the visa is finishing. So your student need to apply for TRC, right? So for the temporary residence card. And we are the only university in Poland, I'm not joking, the only university in this country that we have free of charge lawyer on our campus that will apply for this card in the name of students. Because students from other universities, they have to use some lawyers in the city services, okay? Or their brother Indians come, they're helping them, okay, to apply for TRC, which is always coming back to them, okay? And believe me, very often students are coming to us and telling that someone scammed them. They paid 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 euro and they still didn't get it. Or they got a rejection or something else, right? So guys, we do not want to play with our student life, and we want them to get the residence card. So our lawyer, free of charge, is doing these services for them. Is enough that you will come with your documents, sign papers with lawyer, and he's going to proceed. But there is one but. And now, gentlemen, I want to ask you, there is a testing question number 1 for you. I want to check your knowledge. How long is the waiting time for the TRC for students in Poland currently? And you have to unmute yourself. Yeah.
It's, I think, from 2 to 3 months.
Ha. No.
Then when?
You are not prepared. Okay, so once you will add yourself, I'm advising this for you, add yourself to different Facebook groups for Indians in Warsaw, Indian community, and so on and so on. So you will see what are the typical problems of Indian person. TRC application with our government, waiting time now might be up to 1 year, 1.5 years even. Okay? Actually, this is by God's grace. Whatever God help you, this is the number of months you wait. Why? This is not related to the universities. It's related simply to government inefficiency. Okay? They have, but on the other hand side, you have to remember that thousands and thousands and thousands of people are coming. Every year, 100,000 new students only are coming. Okay? And they all apply for TRC. So because of this, most probably government has, 10 employees in the office, and they do thousands of cards, and they have to go through every person matter very individually. So waiting time for the card is very, very long. Why I'm saying this to you? I'm saying this to you because I do not want you to be disappointed or your students to be disappointed. They have to be ready for this. They can get TRC within 6 months. It can be within 12 months. It can be 18 months. It can be anyhow. Sometimes students graduated their studies and they didn't get the TRC yet. It happens. Yes, it happens. Rarely, but it does happen. The only thing I want to tell you in this point, because definitely you will not know this. So, your student have a student visa, and your student, he's coming in October, so his student visa was given until the September next year. So we advise students that around July, August, come to our lawyer. So before your card your visa will finish, you will apply for the TRC. And now, your student visa is finishing in September, but he still didn't get his TRC card. But he got a stamp in his passport that he is awaiting for his TRC. With this stamp, he's legally able to stay in Poland, legally able to start a job, legally he's allowed to study and do whatever, but there is only one thing he cannot do. He cannot leave the borders of our country. And this is very important. Why? Because sometimes silly Indian students, although we tell them, you can't leave our country, okay? They say, oh no, but there is some important family issue. My sister is getting married or my cousin is getting married. I want to go to India, okay? But once you leave, your TRC application was cancelled and you have no right to enter back. So the only thing you can do now is to go through the whole process of visa from the very beginning, that we know is very time consuming and very, very hard, okay? We say about this to students 1,000 times. We remind them, but as an agent, you have to be aware, because definitely students that were preparing for traveling to Poland, or they have family members living in Poland, they will know about these issues. So you will not be surprised, okay, with the waiting time. Okay, career office. We have a career office that is helping students to find a job. I will tell you more. We have Erasmus office, because you students are eligible to take part in Erasmus exchange programs. Not to Great Britain anymore, because you know Brexit and so on, but other countries, of course. And accommodation support. We have a team dealing with accommodation. Now let's talk all about money and about career support for your students. So let's be honest, 98% of Indian students, they want to work during their study, because they are not coming from rich families, okay? They want to have their own pocket money. They want to have or sometimes even, they are sending money back to India, because some Indian families, they demand it, which I'm advising you as an agent to talk to the parents before and tell them that education for their children is an investment, not money making, because the child is not money making machine, that you will send the child to Europe and child is going to work for this brother, cousin, parents, and everyone property. No, okay? Remember, because sometimes it is a big trouble. We have Indian students here that simply, they are getting depressed because they have a pressure from parents to work, but on the other hand side, they have a pressure to study at the same time. And it's impossible to combine these things, because then the person is not eating and not sleeping. How long you can survive without sleep and food, right? Okay, career office. Our career office is only dedicated to find a job and career opportunities for our students. Although we are not guaranteeing this, I cannot tell you, yes, 100% of your students will get a job. No, but we have all the machinery here, so they will do. But if they cannot present themselves, if the English is weak, sorry, if they are lazy asses and they got an internship, okay, and then it's coming out that out of 5 working days, they arrive to work only 2 working days, okay? There is no job we will get for them, definitely, okay? But our career office is there to organize coaching for them, to help them to prepare yourself for your first job interview, which is very stressful, let's be honest, okay? To prepare your resume, because demands for the resume in India and in Poland will be completely different, okay? As well as they simply send out a mailing every week to the students with new job opportunities, so students can apply directly for these opportunities. Now, students, as we said earlier, on the student visa, they are allowed to work without limitations. 10 hours, 100, 200, 300, 1,000, as many hours as you want. But as I said, classes come first. So the question arises, is it possible that student can do the part-time job during their studies? Yes, of course it is possible. Because on the beginning, within the first semester most probably, they will have classes from Monday to Friday, because it's the busiest is the first semester, because it's the base of everything. But of course, Saturdays and Sundays are off, so they can work on Saturdays and Sundays. Then from the second and onwards, I would say semesters, they have less and less classes on campus, because they have more time for practicing and more time for internships. So maybe 1 day or 2 days, sometimes even in a week, can be off. So again, this is a time when they can work. So this is legal, they can do this. Even it's a must, because we will demand from them every year to have 200 to 400 hours working in your specialization, okay, in order to confirm your practice in the company related somehow to the specialization of your studies, right? We might help you to find this job, but if you found yourself and you want to work in this place, then this is completely fine. Now, how long, this is second testing question for you. How long student legally after the graduation can stay in Poland?
Up to 2 years?
Huh?
Up to 2 years?
No. Any other guess?
It's around 2 years.
That's what I think.
No.
One year is minimum.
But guys, so
Yes.
upon the graduation, legally for all graduates, Polish government prolongs the legal stay of a student by 15 months. So upon your graduation, you are getting as a reward, free of charge from the government, another 15 months. During these 15 months is your obligation to find a job. If you find a legal job and if you get a contract from the company, your another TRC in Poland will be prolonged for as per many years as your contract is given. Okay? So let's assume you have a graduate of management and your student 3 months upon the graduation, he found the job in Seattle, okay? And he got 2-year agreement from the company. So actually, Seattle is responsible to apply with our government for 2 more years TRC status for the student, okay? And then when his contract is finishing, if they are further interested to prolong his status, they can give him new contract and again, apply for the prolongation of his stay. But in Britain, for example, after 3 years of your legal stay, is tata bye-bye, go home,
Yes.
okay? Here, you don't have it. We don't have limitations how many years. You can stay in Poland as many years as you have legal stay. So it can be 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, as many years as you want, okay? Of course, after six years of legal stay in Poland, you are eligible to apply for PR. After 8 years, you are eligible to apply for the citizenship. But of course, it's faster to do it through marriage than waiting 8 years. It's absolutely up to the person to make such decision. Now, how much money people can earn here? Now I want to check how prepared you are. Again, third testing question.
It's around 6 to 700 euro per month.
6 to 6?
6 to 700 euro per month.
Oh, you give not a bad shot you give, I will tell you. So, guys, legally, by the government rules here, there is a minimum wage in our country. So no one can pay you less than this. And this is actually around $600, okay? So 550 euros, $600. But remember, this is the minimum wage. So normally people earning these either on very beginning, like, you know, they are freshers, zero, they know zero, or, you know, in McD, in Kentucky Fried Chicken, you know, simple, coffee shop, something simple, right? Of course, you can earn more. But remember, this is for full-time work. So Monday to Friday, 8 hours every day. Of course, if you work on the weekends and you work only part-time, not full-time, you will be able to earn less. So make a note. Your students who are working part-time, Saturdays, Sundays, maybe a few hours in a week, they will be able to earn $300 to $400 per month. So don't promise them that they will become crorpatis, like, you know, immediately. Money here doesn't lie on the street, okay? 3 to 600 American dollar or euros per month. If you're working full time, then 600 is a minimum, but of course it's up. And then it depends on your student position. Of course, if you get a bank job, corporation job, or IT sector job, it's poof, it can be huge. Okay, especially IT sector, which lots of Indians are working in now in Poland, coming from Bangalore or from other cities, you know, and doing some kind of new technology related, because it's not only IT, it's data analytics and others, right? Everything now is related to the technical things. So they can earn 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 up. We had a student, which is our absolute record. He was offered a salary of 15,000. Okay, that when I saw his letter that he got from the company, I had to sit down. I was like, but this is real. So they are companies that are able to pay you a lot. Of course, if you're working, as I said, in a coffee shop, if you're working in the customer service, if you are working in H&M, right, you will not earn thousands, but you will be able to earn enough to support yourself, okay? And of course, careers depends as well on you, because if you speak good English, if you have professional skills, as well, if you just simply are a presentable person that know how to present himself, okay, it will be easier for you to find a job. By the statistics, I want to tell you, upon the graduation, 80% of our students find a job. So by the graduation, they already have it, and the rest, they are finding it within 3 months. So our degree here is very recognizable. It's not difficult to find a job with our degree. Of course, there is this small percentage of students that either they do not want to work because they know parents will send them money and will support them, or there are students that are unemployable. I will be honest with you. There is a small group of students like this. Somehow they are not talented toward this, okay? But it's very rare case here. Okay, let's go further. Programs that we offer. Now we will go through this briefly. I'm not even going to check your knowledge because I'm scared, with the fourth question. Guys, go to our website, okay? And you need to know our website as a mantra in our materials, okay? Because remember, you have to look as a person that has a knowledge. If you do not have a knowledge, you will send me only lousy students, okay? And I do not want this. As I said, we are university established with a business and law profile. So first, we will go through our courses related to business. Now, very first important notice. The main thing related to business is counting. Counting means maths. Sometimes, I noticed it already, agents are not thinking logical. Student that is very poor in maths, very poor in all, science-related courses in India, and they are sending him straight to economics, where 80% of subjects is only related to maths. And this student after first semester failed everything. Money wasted, exams wasted, everything, and the student is depressed, discouraged, doesn't want to study anymore, okay? Remember, guys, check the grades of students, but as well interview them. Very often I notice Indian parents are like this. Oh, my child is going to be a doctor. Oh no, my child is going to be economist. No, my child is going to do this engineer only, okay? But they are forgetting that their kids maybe are not talented toward this. So you as an agent, you have to find, a middle between parents' wish and the student talent, okay? Remember, it's not easy, but it is possible, okay? Now, economics, finance and accounting, and management. These are business-oriented programs created for those that either want to run a business or be a business manager, business director, okay, who wants to have an understanding of economics, of the world economics, influences of different financial things toward our businesses, but they have to be able to understand maths. Okay, of course, in management course, it will be a little bit less maths because it's around 20 to 30% of material. Finance and accounting, 60% of material, but economics, purely 80%, rather oriented to maths. So before you will sign any students into the program, go into our website. In our website, in the section educational offer, you have a description of every specialization, what they are going to study, what kind of professors are going to be there. You can download the study program there as well. So you will see every single course that they will go through during their studies, okay? You will see the specialization they can choose at this degree. okay? And what kind of career is offered for them. This is very short and very simple, but you have to know it to be able to advise properly. Now, testing question, but easy now. Now it's going to be easy. Bachelor course in Poland. How many years is the bachelor course in Poland? Any guesses without Google?
3 years.
3 years.
Bravo, bravo. Okay.
Bravo.
And master course?
2 and a half, 1.5 years.
1.5 to 2 years.
No, 2 years. 2 years in Poland. 2 years. So bachelor 3, so shorter than in other countries, but master is 2 years. Yeah, secret is that you are able to finish it a little bit early, but I'm far from saying 1.5 because you need to be brilliant student. It's very few students that they do it so short. Normally it's 2 years and they make it within the 2 years, okay? Now, remember that we don't have a trimesters like in Great Britain, we have semesters, right? So within 1 year of education, you have 2 semesters.
2 semesters, yeah.
Like Indian education system.
Now, prices. Prices on our website and in all our materials are given per semester, not per year, per semester. It means that your student will have to make a first payment of double the price that you can see here, right?
Yeah, yeah.
1 year tuition fee plus a registration fee needs to be
220.
paid in order so we can release your student invitation for a visa. Yes, you can pay minimum required by our university is actually 1 semester, but I'm always saying to Indian pay 1 year tuition fees. Why?
Yeah.
Your visa will be rejected almost 100%. If you pay for 1 semester, then the consul says, okay, you are poor, you cannot study. All right, guys, remember. Very important thing that I have to tell you now, okay, about the fees. You can mute yourself because I hear your colleagues there. Okay, so very important things. We are not a scam university. We are following the rules exactly. So what are the cases of refunds? Because people will ask you. So if your student will pay the registration fee of 220 euros plus the tuition fees, and his visa will be rejected, he has 14 days to reappeal. And 89% of students within the reappeal, they get it. Because sometimes they made a small mistake. 1 paper was missing. Also, they said something stupid, okay? So I would say it is worth to reappeal. But if your student reappeal, okay, or in the first term, he doesn't want to reappeal, and he got visa rejection, you as an agent, you have to make a scanned copy of the letter that you got from the consulate, stating what are the reasons of the rejection, okay? You are filling in the refund form for the student, and we will fully refund the tuition fees. Registration fee is never refundable, remember this. This is our charges for procedure, but tuition fees always will be refunded. And now, case number 2. Your student got a visa and he arrived to Poland, okay? He was lucky to arrive to Poland. And after first month, he's coming to my office and saying, ma'am, I changed my plan in life. I don't want to study anymore. Okay? And in this kind of case, unfortunately, by the law of our country, I have to make a refund to him. They are clever people like this, okay? That they got a visa and they think now they are going to get a refund and they are going to, live in Poland like kings, okay? But we have tricks for them too. But the bad information, the good and bad information, good is that in case if your student is already in Poland and he paid 1 year tuition fee, and after 1 month, 3 months, 1 semester, he wants to resign, I don't know, protect him God, but something happened with his family and he has to return, right? If he's putting a written resignation from studies, I have to agree for his refund. So the remaining outstanding amount of money that he didn't use will be sent back to him. This is good for student, but this is very bad for agent, because your commission is going to be 0. Okay? So your job and my job is not finishing at the student visa. Actually, it is finishing upon the end of the first year of a student, because we want the student to survive minimum 1 year, so we can have the money and you can have the money. Okay? As I explained to you last time, we are paying the commissions after semesters. So if your student did not survive until the first semester or second semester, you will not get money for the student. Okay? Why this is happening? Simply because we cannot keep deposits for agents. By the law, we have to refund the money to students. By the way, if your students will be such a clever person, such a clever monkey, because he had a brother or someone else advising him, oh, come to Poland, get a visa, and then you will resign from studies, you will get your money back, and you can work in Poland and so on. He doesn't know that we are ready for this too. And I will not make a refund if this person actually will not cancel visa. So this person's responsibility, if he's holding our national visa given toward our name, I will make a refund, but after visa cancellation. And believe me, I will personally contact the border police to make sure that this person will be searched for. Because my job is to assist and help to foreigners, yes, and I love to do this. And I love to support Indians as well, because I love India, okay? But not those that want to take advantage of us and advantage of you, because you made as well loads of hard work to get the student visa and to get this person sent out, and you have nothing out of it later, right? So be careful about this. The most popular program we have is management. I will tell you right away. All Indians, they want to be managers, okay? So have a look at description of management, because we have very good specializations inside management. One is related to tourism, one is related to logistics, one is related to event organization, and one is related to airline industry. Okay? Now, another group of our specialization programs, these are programs related to law and political studies. These are in a big shortcut programs for those who hate maths, because there will be almost no mathematics there, but this will be very humanistic oriented study with politics and history inside it. But you need to love history and love lots of reading. The basis of the law and the basis of international relations is the knowledge of history. And you might not realize this, but of course, in Indian school, even if your student had in a high school the history, then even in this case, okay, he will have to study everything from beginning, because Asian history and Polish or European history is just so far away. The only things that bring us together is the British Queen. I'm so sorry, give me just a second. I have to pick up the call because this is my new intern calling, okay? He hung up. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. New employee of our team, and he was asking about some very important medical checks for work. So, history of India and Europe are completely different. And I will tell you, it is challenging as well, because some students are thinking, oh, that it's going to be easy, or oh, it's going to be somehow similar. No, you have to get the whole knowledge from a very scrap from very beginning, right? So again, it's lots of reading, lots of preparation. So all of the specialization are, I would say, demanding, but differently demanding. Here, there will be no maths, but you have to be interested into the history studies, social studies, psychological studies. As well, there will be lots of foreign languages here. And of course, law-related things. Again, bachelor's 3 years, master 2 years, international relations, preparing people for being politician in the future, diplomat in the future, okay, working in the international corporations in the future. All our law degrees giving them the European Union and the Polish knowledge in law. But I want to make a one big but here. Remember that after our law courses that we are stating here in English, your students cannot pass national lawyer license in Poland. So they cannot become legal lawyers in Poland. To become a legal lawyer in Poland, unfortunately, you have to study 5 years law in Polish, not in English, because simply all the system, all the courts, everything here is functioning in Polish, okay? So we do offer as well studies in legal studies in law, okay? But they will be in Polish. And because for your students, it will be too exhausting to learn the language first, we are offering these courses that are giving you the knowledge of law. You can apply it later on at work, for example, in corporation, in different kind of spheres, but you don't have to obtain the legal license from the government, okay? Again, the same thing, payment per semester. So the first payment need to be 1 year payment plus the registration fee. Of course, the same issue with refunds applied. Okay, let's go through the most interesting, in my opinion, courses that are courses literally for all those that were dreaming of obtaining a British degree, but simply they cannot afford it, okay? To study in UK, you need to have 15-20 lakh minimum, okay? To study in Coventry, even more, because you would pay £15,000 per year for education, plus £10,000 in Coventry to rent an accommodation with Coventry, okay? So it will be very, very expensive. If you want to spend less than half, okay? Simply you do not have this money, but you want to obtain a British degree, you can do it in Warsaw, in Lazarski University. And upon the successful graduation, you will get British and Polish degree at the same time, okay? So you will not have one, but you will have two. The trick is, bachelor program is again 3 years, master is 2 years, so it's no added time into studies, okay? The study time is exactly the same. At the same time, during the time of this study, they do British and Polish curricula, so it means they are working almost double, okay? So if normal students are finishing the class at 2 o'clock, they will have a class until 4 or 5 even, okay? They will have to work a little bit extra, but within the same time, they're rewarded twice. And I'm sure you are, like, with a British degree, doesn't matter. I mean, whenever you decide to work, in Poland, in India, in US, in UK, the degree just looks stunning. And just to make it clear for you, the program is not different. The program is not lower quality. Program and curricula is exactly the same like in Coventry. It's exactly the same. It's a copy. They use the same books. They use the same materials. The only difference is they study in Warsaw. So here, keeping the campus is cheaper, taxation is cheaper, paying the teachers is cheaper, okay? Printing out your materials is cheaper, and so on and so on. That's why the price can be brought a little bit down. I just want to tell you that as well, the final certificate from Coventry is printed out in Coventry originally, is signed by the dean and rector there. Our students, they can go even upon the graduation and pick it, okay, if they want to in Coventry, or they can pick it here. They will get them the degree that was originally printed there and sent. There is no difference in the paper they will get there and here. So guys, it's only added values. And the price is one third actually of whatever they would pay in the UK. You can see the price per semester, so you have to double it again. Of course, the choice is less because we have only 2 degrees, which is either business economics or international relations. Again, first one for mathematic oriented, second thing for history, politics, diplomatic oriented people. Now, there is a cherry on the top of this beautiful cake of Coventry, okay? Students that are the best students at the year, they are eligible for exchange. That they don't have to cover any more expenses on their side. We choose the top students from the year and we send them out to the Great Britain, to Coventry, to study for 1 semester there, and we pay for their tuition and we give them scholarship for food and accommodation in Great Britain, okay? Admission process. I sent you a file called How to Apply, okay? This file is like a mantra for you. And the thing that is annoying the admission team and me the most is agents that simply they didn't read it and they are asking the same questions that are answered there, okay? This is easy steps there, what to do to apply with your students. So, first of all, you are checking if your student can apply with us, if your student is eligible. And what is making your student eligible? First of all is a GPA of 60% and above. As we said, highly motivated students with not brilliant grades, with good grades, okay? You don't have to be the best in India. You can be just good, okay? 60% and above. Second thing is an English knowledge. And no, guys, no, we don't accept medium of instruction in English. No. Your student will have to prove an English knowledge because this is not true that all Indians speak brilliant English. No, okay? So either IELTS, TOEFL, Cambridge examination, Pearson, something else, or you sign your student in to free of charge Skype interview with our teacher. Within 7 days, you will get a date and time when your student have to arrive online, okay? And there will be 30-hour meeting with the teacher where the teacher will talk to you in English, ask you about your hobby, about sports, about your country, about your family. Something to decide that your grammar, your speaking, your hearing, your vocabulary is enough so you can start your studies in English, okay? After 30 minutes, if everything is fine, teacher within 48 hours will provide us with a certificate stating that student level is enough and we can accept this as a part of admission. And of course, if your student is applying for bachelor, we need a high school diploma. And if your student is applying for master's, they need to have a bachelor degree obtained already. Now, let's get back here. Now, you check your student is eligible, you chose the correct program with the student, preferably the one they will not fail it, okay? And you register the student online. So you go into our website and in the right upper corner, there is an orange big button, how to apply. You press it and be very careful now. You change it to English language. We don't demand from you to speak Polish, change to English. To choose the correct program. Very often agents are not doing it and they are making such a terrible mistake signing in the students to Polish programs, okay? No, change it to English and then choose the program for the student. Remember, system will ask you if you are an agent or individual student. You are an agency, so you put the agency name and the agency email address, okay? But in the student data, when you're putting students' data, you are putting correct student email address, not your agency, student email address. Why? Because if you will put agency email address, your student will not have an access to his whole platform for the student, okay? Don't worry, as an agent, you will have an access to this as well when you will register yourself that this student is from your agency, okay? So there is no separate login, there is no separate thing for agents, no. You are going through the same registration, the only thing you are putting the data of your agency upon the registration. Then, You are making scan copies of all documents that are mentioned in the how to apply file. So mainly this is the list of documents, okay? Making scan copies and sending them to the admission team. You have a time by the 31st of August to provide us with all documents and as well in original, not only as the copies, but you have to send us an originals by the post, courier post, not Indian National Post, not Polish National Post, because then there is guarantee they will lose it, okay? Courier post. You don't have to send student piece by piece. You can pick batch of 2, 3, 4 students files and send it all together. Why you have to do this? It's not our demand, it's a ministry demand. If you will not do this, we are not able theoretically to click in the national system. So when your student will arrive to an airport, the border service is there. We have information that he applied to the university, but he did not send his files. So they can turn him away. Or they will call us and they will ask us why we made this mistake, blah, 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 okay? So make sure, if you are late with your files because of legislations, because of anything else, let us know, because we need to have some backup, okay? Now, making payment of tuition fees, and a very important thing I'm telling you now, without payment of tuition fees, we will not send the invitation letter for student. So no, you cannot make a payment after student get the visa, no, because then I'm sure we'll never see the payment. No, you're making the payment before. Again, don't be scared. We will not scam you. We will return the money to the student if the visa will be rejected, or if a student will change his mind or anything else, all right? Now, we have files, we have the payment, we are providing you with visa invitation. With this invitation, you are signing the student in for the visa, which, as I said before, is a nightmare, but God bless you. You are feeling very secure that you can do this. So really fingers crossed. I want to talk to you with end of October to see your results. And if you will able to keep your promises, I want 2 students, 2, okay? So if you will be able to keep at least this minimum, I will be very happy to cooperate with you further. Now, documents. Some documents here are very easy. You know them, you send them to other universities. There is no a surprise for you, but there are some that might be a surprise for you. First of all, remember that on the bachelor, on the either bachelor degree or on a high school certificate, you need to get an apostille from India. Okay, this is taking ages. Okay, so don't wait until the last moment, because for apostille, I mean, depends on what are your, you know, contacts there, but it will take at least month to do this. Okay, without apostille, we cannot accept your student, because without apostille, his documents are not genuine for us. Okay, remember, that's number one. Thing number
1 week. Sorry to interrupt. We do that. They take off from us 1 to 2 weeks for the postals.
Amazing.
We've been doing that, yeah.
Amazing. I'm sure as well it depends on the state, right? Because in some states it's easier, it's faster. In some states it's take longer time. I have agents in India that they are able to do it within 7 days. So it depends, okay, on how operative I would say you are. But as I said, don't leave it until the last moment, because sometimes, you know, there will be a bunch of papers in the ministry or the consulate. They will not do it quick, okay? I know that Indians, they're having always problem with timing. They're all the time late. And this is something bad for us, okay? Because it's working against you actually. Now, translation of your files. We accept files in Polish or in English, okay? But it will be best that you will do translation of the documents if they are not in English, okay? If they are in Punjabi, if they are in Gujarati, if they are in Kannada, if they are in Hindi, in any other language, not in English, which is rare. mostly in India, it's there in English, okay? Then don't do translation of these documents into English, do them right away into Polish. I will tell you why. Because your students, once they will come to Poland, they will have to apply with the ministry for their degree recognition. And to do this, unfortunately, our government demands them to translate them again into Polish. So to avoid spending money twice, do it once in India. Okay, obtain a translation into Polish with the help of consulate. They have a list of translators on their website. Do it there, or if not, you will have to pay $25 per page in Poland to do this. Okay, and if it's Hindi, then you will be able to find a translator. If it's Punjabi, most probably yes, but if it's some more rare Indian language, it will be an issue. Okay. Another thing, eligibility statement. Eligibility statement is a document confirming that your student graduated high school degree in India and is eligible to start education in India, not in Poland, in India. Okay? And normally in your high school degrees, there is a note like this. Sometimes, depends on the state, additional document might be required. If you need a sample, okay, send an email to admission team. They will provide you a sample of such a document so you will know what we mean by this, okay? Now, the last point here I want to make is a health insurance, which is a big problem because 99% insurance companies that students are obtaining in their own country before arrival is later on not accepted in Poland. Okay, or if it will be accepted by, for example, a private hospital, private clinic, the insurance companies, for example, is making problem and trouble for parents later on to get the money back. I will give you an example. Student from India bought an insurance in India, that, I don't know, premium package, okay, premium package worth 50,000 rupees. Okay, he paid 50,000 rupees for the insurance for 1 year studies. He got a visa, he came to Poland. And then one day he had a car accident. Okay, he went to the hospital, and the hospital, because they have to treat him, they have to save his money, okay, later on they are providing you with the bill upon the end that you have to pay. And it was bill of 10,000 American dollar for saving his life, treatment of his legs, hands, and so on and so on. Okay. Then, of course, student doesn't have a cash like this. So they are calling the insurance company in India. And insurance company are saying, oh, we have to process now the files from the hospital. You need to make a translations. We have to make sure that this is not your fault, that this was someone else's fault, and so on and so on. So pay by cash now, and after investigation, will return money to you one day. Now tell me, who of the parents will have $10,000 to pay, or 20,000, or 50,000, or 100,000? None, most probably none. Okay, and there were cases like this in Poland, that there was no one to cover the students' expense for the life-threatening things. Okay, and we have to make sure that students are secure. So your students will have to do the double insurance. I will tell you how. To apply for visa, they need to have a confirmation that they have insurance in India already. Yeah. So you have to buy the cheapest offered insurance that will be accepted by the consulate. Consulate want to see insurance for European Union for 30,000 euro coverage. Buy the cheapest one, not premium, not gold, not standard, the cheapest acceptable by the consulate. Because once your student will come here, we will demand from your student that he will obtain national governmental insurance once more here, okay? Which is our governmental insurance. So any public doctor, any public hospital, we treat him within this insurance. And for students, it's a very, very low price for this. So this is 100 euro per semester or 200 euro per year. Okay, we will help them to do it because we don't want them to go alone and handle with it. So student help desk will help them to do this, but they need to obtain it. Under the risk that if they will not buy the National Health Fund insurance, they will not provide us the number of the insurance, we will kick them out. Okay, because we do not want to have later on issues that your student had an accident, illness, anything, okay, that there's no one later on to pay, or there is no one to pay for his treatment, okay, and then we are in the danger situation, and normally then the problems start. Okay. Now, last group of programs that we offer is a Flying Academy of Lazarski University. This is new group of our programs. We offer 2 programs. This is a program, bachelor program for pilots. So this is 3-year program. And then we offer 2-year program, which is master program for those who want to work in airline industry, but not as a pilot, right? As a managers. So these 2 programs are available. For this program, please notice there are different demands and different admission process, okay? Because they need to provide additional medical check, and they have to pass mathematics and physics and English national testing, okay? This program as well is much more expensive, so your commission as well is much more for this, okay? And this program, both of the programs are prepared together with the best aviation related companies, and they will guarantee them later on unemployment, okay? This is the admission process for the aviation law program. I've sent you this file as well. So before you will have any student go through this, there is a separate brochure for aviation degrees. Read it again to familiarize yourself with whatever you are doing, okay? Accommodation. For all of our students, we provide accommodation, but I'm making it very, very clear for you. We do not own our accommodation at all. We are university. When we were building this campus 30 years ago, no one even knew there will be foreigners coming to Poland. That time we were hitting Polish people, so we did not need an accommodation. We have an accommodation team that will support you to find a contact to a dormitory that we cooperate with, but agreement, payment, and other things need to be agreed with them, okay? So we are working as an advisor, middleman, middle person to support your actions, but you will be, your contact will be transferred to the dormitory where you have to book an accommodation for your student. Prices might be different, starting from $200, €200 per month up. Depends on the student demands. If they want to have a luxurious accommodation, they can pay $400 to $500 as well per month, okay? It's absolutely up to them. There are dormitories that are very close by, walking distance, 1 minute, on the corner here, behind my office, there is one. Then on the back of a campus is one more. There is one that is 10 minutes away. Yes, there are ones that are 40 minutes away. But okay, for Indians, 40 minutes anyway is short, okay? They never winch about the distances because anyway, it's so close by for them. Please remember that we are not booking automatically accommodation for your students. You have to contact the accommodation team yourself. In a few moments, you will see the contact for the accommodation team. But if you really read our files, you already found it there, okay? Because it's clearly stated. And thing that is super important. If you have accommodation question, ask accommodation team. If you have admission question, ask admission team. If you have cooperation issue, contact me, okay? Because if you are sending one email to everyone, CC to everyone, it will take ages by the time we will answer, and it will piss us off most probably, because we have hundreds and hundreds of emails. So if it's email non-related to me, it's just stuck in my, and spamming mainly my email box, okay? Scholarships and discounts. Again, I said we have some, not many, but we have some. But actually scholarships and discounts are not good for you as an agent, because less the student money stay with us, less you get. But if you have someone exceptional, and if you want the student to get a scholarship, I'm paying your attention to the #1 scholarship mentioned here, which is called Lazarski grants. This is scholarship they can apply for before arriving to Poland. Okay, so during the admission time, they can provide for the scholarship. Actually, it's nothing difficult. They need to make a video about what is making them special, what is making them different, what is making them the one that we should choose for scholarship. We have 3 rewards there: 50% off, 30 and 30% off on the tuition fees. So this is a nice money. This is worth to fight for. And this is a discount on the first year study, right? And then, of course, we have other discounts. Have a look on our website. Now, this year, if nothing is going to change, and by the God grace, okay, pandemics will not be on the retreat, we are starting our classes on the campus, okay? So we are done with the online tuition. Maybe in the first month of education, we will offer hybrid education, because we are a little bit worried that some students might come late for education. Classes start 1st of October, but your students actually should arrive last week of September, because last week of September we have the orientation camp for all foreigners. When they are getting to know the professors, getting to know people, making friends, sightseeing, enjoying barbecue, and so on with us, to make them feel more welcomed, okay? If they are late, they lost it, okay? If they are late to class, this is as well a problem, because they only can miss some number of class, okay? And we cannot accept them if they wasted more than some number of classes, because later they are not able to follow up of whatever happened. Okay, so remember, it is very important that your students will not be late too much. Normally, we were accepting students to arrive maximum within the 2nd or 3rd week of October, not later than this. But let's see how this hybrid idea will work.